Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is recording singer-songwriters from St. Louis, Missouri. Please welcome Neil and Adam. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
We're hot. Yeah, it's hot here. It's very hot right now. But we're good.
Yeah, just besides being hot. There's like some kind of heat wave going across the states in all kinds of different places, apparently.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable here. I think we got up to 102 yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Anyways, now that we've talked about the weather, I want you guys to tell me, I've heard you. I think you're brilliant. I love your songs. I love the saying that you have, that you try to make songs that people can connect with, like everyday things that happen in their lives, or you know what I mean? That's always a songwriter's goal, but you guys do it really, really well. So basically, each of you can take a turn telling me, when you started getting interested in music, what started you, and then when you guys met, and kind of go from there. So just when you say who's going, like whoever's going first, just say, hi, it's Neil, or hi, it's Adam.
Hey, yeah, so this is Neil. So hello.
Hello.
But as far as getting into music goes, I actually started on clarinet in second grade. It was fun, but I wasn't all that interested in it until my eldest uncle gave me an old, I don't even know what kind of guitar it was. It was an acoustic guitar, and I think it had like 4 strings on it, and I think it was such a piece of junk that I could just kind of have it, and I started to mess with the tuning pegs and experience different sounds, and just try to write kind of songs on there, but I didn't really know how to play the guitar properly. But it was kind of, just, I guess, a shoe-in to what I was going to get into later on. Because once I was old enough to actually, make chords, in root position, then it was like the sky just kind of opened up, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do. That was my intro, I think, into music.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. Adam?
Well, hello, this is Adam. I fell in love with music watching my dad play as a kid.
Oh.
And I think, both Neil and I grew up with families that music was pretty important. And family members were involved. And just being a young kid watching him play, him strum around, it, intrigued me. And I always wanted to do that. And it's just as Neil and I started writing early on in high school, everything just really clicked. I guess Neil said clarinet. I think my first instrument going way back was actually drums. Like, remember the drums in middle school and elementary? Yeah. But I guess my first real instrument was guitar, and so both of us have that in common.
Wow.
And it just started writing, getting better and better and better, and here we are. So still trying, but having more success than we have in the past.
Yeah, you guys are having great success.
Okay.
So then you guys met in high school, right?
Yes.
And you've been writing ever since, both of you?
Yeah, we met in German class. I think Neil was sitting a couple rows behind me, and one of us was talking about a guitar pedal. I can't remember who it was, but basically one of us realized that somebody else played guitar in that class, and then that's how we started talking. And then Neil only grew up really like a street over from where I grew up, so we would walk back to my parents' house, go in the basement, and just play music pretty much instantly after meeting each other.
Wow, that is cool. You clicked right away. Okay, so now talk about your success now, because you guys are amazing, and you guys are, like, you're winning awards, you're getting airplay, like, you guys are doing great. So talk about where you are at now and some of the great things that are going on right now in your life.
So right now we're actually, we just released Oil Fire, which song, we gave it our all because we started working on that song. It's funny how songwriting is. Sometimes you'll be done in a week and you'll have an amazing song. Like when we wrote Everything Is All Right, we did that in like 10 days or 2 weeks or something. And Oil Fire has been in the works for, like 4 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, because sometimes ideas roll, just you don't even have to think about it. And sometimes they just kind of remain locked up, and you haven't really discovered them yet, but once you do, it's awesome. But we didn't want to rush the song because we wanted to really, make it what we wanted it to be and what our listeners deserve to hear. So Oil Fire was pretty much inspired by the kind of tragedies that happened to all of us when we dare play this game of love. Because there's kind of a darkness to it. But it's a song that we think is full of passion and, just the sobering feel of heartbreak, and how nobody's immune to it, jealousy, too. But at any rate, we just released that song. We're working on another one right now, at Sawhorse, which is where we record here in St. Louis. And that one will be released soon enough too. So that's kind of where we are right now.
Wow. Well, that's cool. I've listened to all three of them that you just mentioned. And Oil and Fire right away. It's like you're talking about like stuff I've gone through, like the heartbreak I've gone through and the jealousy. It's really good. And one of the great things about the song, the way you guys, like you have one lead vocal doing it, and then the chorus where it says Oil Fire is kind of behind that, but it all just melds really well. And I love the way you guys did it. I just think it's arranged beautifully, just so you know.
Well, no, thank you. And that was the challenge with that song, especially because, that song was written differently, which is it's a good thing and a bad thing. But yeah, I mean, we had a great team behind us, and we can't thank everybody enough down at Sawhorse and Mike Rogers on the East Coast who did some revisions and mastered it. He did an amazing job. So now that song is everything we want it to be.
Yeah, we really wanted the chorus. Getting back to what you were saying, we really had. I mean, obviously you want the chorus to punch through. You want it to be memorable and you want it to stand out. But this song deserves something extra,
Mm-hmm.
And, it really needed something big because it's a serious sounding song, and you can't just, have the switch of the chords, or a cranked up bass line or something do it for you. You have to really kind of invent something new.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it was kind of fell on the backing vocals to really give this something unique and something powerful, which we were kind of inspired by the backing vocals of Electric Light Orchestra and the work of Jeff Lynne. I mean, I know, you're familiar with his work, but if you listen to any of the backing vocals in some of his music, it is just, well, for me anyway, I do not forget it, and it makes me really love to do backing vocals and to throw some layers, pile up the layers to really make it a powerful chorus.
Yes, and ELO.
We had a local St. Louis artist, Hillary Fitz. She sang backing vocals with Neil, which again added to the power of that chorus. Whenever you're talking about something, a love affair, you kind of need a male and a female going together, and that's something that we have been talking about and executed the best we could. So we're very happy.
Yeah, it's a great song, and knowing that you love ELO as much as I do makes me happy. Yeah, they were amazing. ELO, they still are. I love listening to them. Okay, so now we're going to talk about all the good things that are happening because it's amazing. So, which single won Best Song in Singer-Songwriter Pop via and I'm going to say this wrong, Academia. Did I say it right? Academia. Yeah. Okay, Music Awards in June of 2015.
Everything Is All Right.
Okay.
And that was actually the demo of that song won that award.
Wow.
It was later promoted at the CMJ and remixed by Mike Rogers again, who did Oil Fire. But yeah, the original demo actually won that award, so that was pretty cool for us.
No kidding. Now, for people who don't know Mike Rogers, and they're probably not going to know the band I'm mentioning, but look it up. He's best known for co-producing "Groove Is in the Heart" by D-Light, and it's a great song. Great band. Now, it was released on Bongo Records, compilation CD Volume 9, Going to Asia. How did that come about?
Bongo Boy Records, that was Twitter. Kind of connected with them on Twitter. They started following us. We followed back, and, at that time we were putting that song out there on all, Facebook and Twitter. And, they kind of offered us a deal to get that on their compilation CD.
Wow.
And, it was a great deal. And we definitely like working with them. And we plan to work with them again in the future.
Good. Yeah, because it's great. Last August, it aired on ITV's. This morning, during the fashion segment, you guys have won 4 Best Song Award via Academia Music Awards in rock, pop, rock, and Americana. So in 3 different categories, 4 kind of. That's really good.
Yeah, no, we're definitely very proud of that. And the ITV too, the national TV over in England, that was JD Music Promotion over in the UK. Jane, she's somebody that we've worked with as far as radio plugging and promotion, and yeah, she got us on national TV over there. So
wow,
we cannot thank her enough.
Yeah, no kidding.
That could possibly be the most views or listens rather that we've had at any one time.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's an awesome lady. Both Jane and Darren really have bent over backwards for us, and we just think the world of them.
Yeah.
It's awesome to have good people behind you and helping you. Now, so your genre is kind of a mix. You're not, which I like, you're not kind of in a box, we're rock, or we're pop, or we're Americana. I mean, seeing the awards that you've won, obviously. What do you guys consider yourself? What is your genre, or is it just everything?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that one, because Adam and I think about that now. It's always easier to call ourselves instead of pop. And I think we're well received as pop, but we're just, it's hard for us, we're not really, I guess we're on the humble side of things, and we just like to write songs, and if something sounds cool, we just go with it, and it's cool, whatever category we're received in, or what people what category they want to put a certain song in. We're totally comfortable with that. But I don't think we've ever actually called ourselves blues or rock, or we've never really nailed down anything specific. I think I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say what I've used before is indie pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's something that's a good way to describe it, because if you listen to pop music today, it's not really.
It could be almost anything.
Right. That's not really us. Sort of indie pop rock kind of.
Yeah.
I guess like Neil was saying, we've never really held ourselves to anything, and I think that's a good thing. That opens us up to, and we've always listened to so much different music.
Yeah.
So it would be hard to be, in a cubbyhole with just, one sound, one dimension, I guess.
Yeah, one genre. And I think that's great, because you nailed it when you said it gives you the freedom to do all kinds of different songs and different sounds. So you're not putting yourself, like I said, in a box. And, that's a good thing, I think. Now, you've released singles with AMAD Music, Bongo Boy Records, which you've already talked about, LMC Records. Your single, Everything Is Alright, has been in the Euro Indie Music Chart for 22 weeks, peaking at number 37.
Right. That's, yeah, obviously that's, we're very happy with that.
Yeah.
So, that's, that's so cool to know that we're been on that chart for so long. And that song is, it keeps on going. So.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to run out of gas. We got, what was that yesterday? It was in Dutch.
No, that.
It was a song review for Oil Fire, and it was all in Dutch. We just get all this airplay in Europe, which is just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was like, never in our wildest dreams did we think we'd be this well received. But we had a lot of fun writing Everything Is Alright, and, it was promoted over there, I guess, perfectly, and so it won't go away, and in a good way, and that's great, because we like the song too, but yeah, it's hung out, on that music chart for quite some time, and we're just so proud of that.
Well, and I know from my show, and where my fans mostly come from, the UK fans are so loyal. They are so loyal and giving. And I mean, so is everybody in the States and Canada and everywhere else. I just find the most fan mail I get is from the UK, and obviously they love you. So you guys are doing good over there. Now, where to go from here? I know you're working on another song. Do you want to, you guys are independent, you're not signed, right?
No.
So
Not right now.
is that something that you want, or do you want to stay independent?
I definitely think that we would like to be picked up at some point. We've worked with labels before. We've had single deals and all that. It would be nice to be signed to one specific label. I mean, we're just happy with what we're doing right now. And the cool thing with, the technology and everything today is you can get your music out there, and you don't need a big, army, a big, label to get it out. So with social media and everything, you can get it out there and meet people all over. So
yeah, social media is definitely helping new and independent artists, which is nice to see because it didn't really happen before. And I absolutely love that it's happening now, because there's so many great music out there, just like you guys. And, if we didn't have social media, who knows if you would ever have been discovered. So yeah, social media is so helping. And your social media, your fans love you. I mean, Facebook and Twitter, they love you guys. And it's nice that you interact with them as much as you do, and talk about, like I said, writing songs that kind of fits into their life, because it makes you a lot more personable and a lot more approachable. So don't stop doing that, because then I won't be able to talk to you guys.
thanks. Yeah, we take songwriting very serious, and the way Neil and I work, it's a an amazing dynamic. It just Neil is brilliant when it comes to lyrics and vocal melody lines, and we're definitely a good team, and we'll keep on. And we're writing our best stuff right now, so we hope that obviously continues also.
Well, that's good. Now, you're played on 50-plus internet FM radio stations worldwide as well.
Yeah, we're playing on a lot more than that. We need to update our website.
Oh. Alrighty then.
I need to talk to, it's actually really cool. My brother-in-law designed our website. We need to go update that.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it's a lot of work maintaining a website, especially when you make a lot of rapid growth in your music. We really have to update it, but yeah, I don't know what it is now. It's got to be 80 plus.
Yeah, more than that. We're getting played a lot. So yeah, but I'm happy with one. So
yeah,
we can't be too greedy. We're happy with.
No kidding. Have you Have you guys heard yourself on the radio?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that like?
It's surreal. You feel like because when you just start writing songs, you think I don't. When you first start writing music, you think maybe one day, in a perfect world, I'll be able to hear one of my songs back on the radio. But in high school, when we were in high school, there was no internet radio yet, and there was no good way to get on the FM dial unless you knew somebody. And now, with I guess the advent of internet radio, and now that we do know people at FM radio stations, we've had the best of both worlds. We can hear ourselves on FM community radio stations throughout the U.S. or I guess
internet radio.
And Britain, the UK's place on FM community radio stations as well. And so it's just really cool. You're sitting there and you're listening to yourself. I was at my mom and dad's house one time, and we got on this FM radio station after an interview that Adam and I had, and we were listening to our music, and I just felt like this is really happening. This is really cool.
Yeah, that would be kind of surreal. Now, I'm urging everybody to go to your website because you'll find out more about these guys and all the accolades that they have, because there are a lot of them, and that is so good when you're, an indie artist and kind of finally getting out there. Now, I ask every guest that comes on this question, so I'm going to let each of you answer because I'm sure your answer, if they're the same, that's fine. If you had any advice, because the way you guys handle yourself is so classy. I love the way you deal with your fans, and I love it. So if you had any advice to give any new artist that was starting out, what would it be?
Well, okay, I'll take the first one. This is Adam. I would say keep writing. Write as much as you can. The more that you write, the better that you get, like anything else. And keep writing. Keep trying new things. Listen to new music. And definitely take advantage of social media. Make contacts. One thing that maybe some people wouldn't say, but one thing that Neil and I always do is we also listen to new music and new indie bands. Find something that we like, we'll put it up on our site. So, you kind of do different, you get new music out there. And so I would say a combination of that as far as, I guess where I'm coming from. Yeah, write all the time and, take advantage of social media.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think from my perspective, that all that is true. But I would say do not get discouraged when people tell you no. You put your music out there, you're gonna get that, that response. People are gonna tell you no a lot. But there is no shame in failing. The failure is when you quit trying. So just keep going, get used to them saying no, because all it takes is one person to say yes, and just an unbelievable amount of opportunities open for you. So, no, you just the word you kind of have to get used to. It's, that you never want to take personally, and just grind through it,
And one more thing just to add, I guess don't ever try to sound like other bands. Just always sound like you.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will, everybody has an influence, and every once in a while somebody they'll sound like this other band. They'll sound exactly like, so-and-so or so-and-so. But I think you get more attention when you sound like you.
When you're unique, yeah. When you stand out, definitely. That is great advice, both of you. Great advice. Okay, so before we get to your songs, just so you guys know, my door is always open. Anything new happens, let me know. You have me on Twitter and you have my email. Keep me updated. I will promote any new stuff you have. If you just want to throw me the single, I have a part on my website called Odds and Ends. And that's what it's for. It's to promote new singles of artists that I've had on to help it climb and get heard. Also, we have Wednesdays, Allie's Artisan Alcove, where you come and perform for acoustic songs. I mean, it's via Skype, and it's not the best that it could possibly be, but they get to know you a little more personally. It kind of rounds you out as an artist. I'm not gonna put you guys on the spot. I'm just letting you know what's there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but anything new that if you guys want to come back on, you let me know. You contact me on Twitter, and it will happen. Because I want to support as many artists as I can. So whatever way I can do it, I will. Now,
I really appreciate that.
yeah. Well, what 2 songs are we going to hear from you guys?
Everything is all right, and Oil Fire.
Okay, and everybody gets to hear what we're talking about with Oil Fire, and it's going to be a song that is going to stick out in your head and stay because it's different and it is beautiful. So, just saying. I just wanted to say that because I love it. Now, I'm urging everybody to go and purchase these guys' music. It's Adam and Neil, and they have music on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, basically anywhere that you can buy your online music and support them. The more times you buy their music, the higher they climb on the charts, number one, and the more support they get in order to continue going on and making great songs. And you can also visit their website. It's neilandadam.com, and I urge you to go there because you get to know the guys even more than you just did now. So I want to say to both of you, thank you so much for wanting to come on my show. That means so much to me. And thank you for sharing your story and your songs. I think you guys are amazing, and I wish you the best success, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Allie, you're awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.